you're going to go and you're going to have a look at how you can take yourself out of the worrying and the bother and the chitter-chatter and the overthinking. And you're going to have a look at your offers and you're going to decide which ones you do and don't want and how you can restructure or systematise them or something without going out, without going and relearning anything. Yes, might need updating, but you don't have to learn a whole new skill. You have the skills. It's about having a look.
Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, coaches, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to the needs of you, the practicing natural therapist. We have interviews during the holiday season and business and mindset support each week, so you'll get the variety you need to enjoy and stay motivated in your practice. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the weekly episodes. And if you want to connect with me, always check the show notes because that's where you'll find the links to book appointments and, of course, to join the Academy, the membership group where there's constant connection and community with like-minded practitioners. Now, let's get started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite Size Podcast. How the devil are you? So as you can see, if you're watching me on YouTube rather than listening to me just on your favorite podcast app, you can see that I've still got the fake background going on because I'm sitting in my kitchen. So we've still got quite a bit of work to do on the house. As I told you last week, we've moved and we are renovating. This house was built in 1961 and it really has had very few renovations since then. There's been quite a lot to do. Let me tell you about the bathroom. You're going to love the sound of the bathroom. So when we moved in, we had the bathroom had a separate toilet, but a door between the bathroom and toilet. It also had a door into the laundry, and it had a door conundrum thing going on where if you opened both the laundry door and the toilet door at the same time, they would hit each other and they clashed against each other. So the exciting thing about that bathroom was the fact that it had terrazzo flooring. So that was pink and black. In 1961, when they built the house, they thought it'd be a good idea to complement those colours with the teal green bath and the teal green hand basin. But at some point, somewhere along the line, the toilet had needed replacing and they replaced it with a black one. So to complement this little bit of, the terrazzo flooring, pink and black, they'd complemented the entire room with black. There were the black doors, black door frame, black cupboards, black everything. So that was really interesting. And unfortunately, it was leaking into the room next door. So it was time for change. And here we are back at the beginning for change. Picture of it might actually be somewhere on my social media. It was pretty horrific, I can tell you. So as I said last week, we welcomed in the new year together and we were thinking about the change that we need to make, that we need to reset and recommit for the year of 2026 and how it is a new year, but we don't want to throw the baby out the bathwater, as my mother would say. So today's episode, which carried on from last week, was letting go of what didn't work without making it mean something about you. Okay, because this is a big thing, isn't it? When we let go of something, we do think to ourselves, was I useless? Was I bad? Was I, what was wrong with me that meant that it didn't sell? What did I do wrong? Rather than thinking to yourself, maybe I delivered it in the wrong format. Maybe I used the wrong wording. Maybe nobody saw it to have purchased it anyway. What is it? It doesn't have to be about you. Unless people are saying to you, hey, you're really horrible and I don't want to see you. I've never heard anyone have that said to them. Not yet anyway. We can't personalize that outcome too much when we let go. We have to separate it out. It's a good idea to write it down, the pros and cons, because that might be able to reduce the shame and the self-judgment that you've got knocking at your door from 2024 and 25. We want to reframe it into information and useful information that will support us in moving forward, in developing and growing as practitioners and business owners. So what else could have gone wrong? Poor timing. lack of support, unrealistic capacity, thinking that you can do something, you're able to do it, and then you can't fit everybody in, or you can't actually do the thing because it should have been done on Zoom and people want to see you in person, or whatever it is. That we've got to nut it down, and we have to ask people. It can be really hard asking people, why didn't you come back to see me? What was wrong? I need this input. Okay. So we've got to be able to separate what didn't work from who you are. Okay. So how do we do that? We look at our offers. We say, why didn't this work? Maybe it's outdated. Maybe your wording's outdated. People are still using the word detox. People are still using the word cleanse. These are old words. We need new ways of talking about these things. We need to think of, it might be a detox, but I see on social media coming off my feed all the time, the medical side say, what do you mean detox? Every organ in the body detoxifies itself. Yeah, you're supporting the organs of detoxification, dude. That's the wording. And if you're saying, we're doing a detox, everyone's going to roll their eyes. Yeah, we did that. We did that in 2021. So we don't need to do it now in 2026 because we're resetting, we're recommitting, we're reconnecting with our business. So we need to consciously let go of those outdated offers. We need to have a look. Do we have overbooked weeks and underbooked weeks? We've got this, an ebb and flow is nice, but a crash and burn and surfing the rapids isn't what we want. We want some continuity. We want flow. We want calm in our business, and we want that regular income. We want to be, and if there are overbooked weeks, we want to make sure that we don't burn out. I'm sure you've heard me say before that I have 15 clients a week would be my maximum. After that, my brain was fried. I couldn't support anyone else at 15. So 15 for me was full time. Remember, full time and part time, they're different for everyone. My husband's gone part time. That means he's working fortnight on, fortnight off. But in the fortnight on, he's working full time hours. He works for somebody else. So, he's doing the 40-hour week, whatever it is, in a business, and they're paying him. And that's how it works. Whereas when I say I'm part-time, through all of my business, I've been, when the kids were little, I was nursing and I ran my business. So, and then I dropped the nursing and started lecturing and I ran my business. Then 2020 hit, the lecturing stopped. So I was only mentoring and seeing clients. Then I dropped a lot of the clients because I needed a break because I was burnt out. And now I'm coming back to that. So, there's up and down. There's part-time, full-time going on there. And I'm raising children. My husband's working 60 to 80 hours a week. He's not doing anything in the house. I'm doing it all. So how many hours a week can you work when you're doing it all? How many clients can you see before you burn out? What is your capacity and your capacity to share? Now he's part-time. I'm like, you don't learn to cook, babe. That's how you clean the bathroom, sweetie. And he's doing those things. He's not going, oh, it's your job. He knows, like, we're at home. It's equal. We share equally. It's a done deal. Yes, I can cook faster and easier than he can, but he has to produce, commit, and do those things. And so he's doing it. He just does it differently. Okay. And I'm happy to accept whatever the food choices that he gives me. Sometimes he'll stand there and it's very stressful watching him because he has to read the recipe book. He has to follow it exactly to the letter. He will begin to panic if it's 1 gram over, whereas I'm a bit, oh yeah, it'll all work. Don't worry about it. Here's half a cup. Oh, it's about right. And it's a bit less. It'll be fine. Because I've been doing it a really long time. So I do find it stressful watching him. Oh, I haven't got this one thing. Oh, you can use this other thing. No, but it's this. I've got this one thing. Dude, it's okay. But we've got to go with the flow. We've got to help ourselves to help others to change, help ourselves to look at our systems so that they flow and we can develop these things together. So I'm developing these things as, empty nesters. So there's big change going on there for me. Got the renovations, as I've said. I'm setting my boundaries. I know what my capacity boundaries are. So now I'm setting my boundaries on time so that my husband knows my availability and my non-availability, which we totally did when the kids was I worked late nights. So he had to run 2 nights a week with the family. One night a week always worked. The other one only came in when they were a bit older and they could do things themselves. They were Gen Xers quite early on a Thursday evening, but I was actually in the house. So we've really got to separate out, what is working, what isn't working, but let's not take it on us. Let's not use all of our emotion in that. Let's look at it as though it's someone else's. Maybe fresh eyes. Maybe you need to book in with me so that we have fresh eyes. I'll look at people's websites and go, oh, there's too much here, or this really looks 2016, or wow, an amazing website, but where are you? I can't even see you on the front page. Like, where are you on here? Nobody can see you. Nobody knows who you are. We need to get, yes, ebb and flow, but make it a smooth flow. How can we work this out? We want to stop doing things that we're doing because we should do them, because we can do them. Like at the moment, hubby's gone part-time. I could keep cooking. I could keep cleaning if I wanted to. I don't want to anymore. But also I want him to feel valued within the home as well. So I don't have to do those things. He's home. You know how to use a vacuum cleaner. You just plug it into the wall and off you go. And people say, oh, I can't cook. If my husband can cook, anyone can cook. Basically, my reply to that is always, can you read? Because if you can read, you can cook. And even illiterate people manage to cook too. So what is it we're keeping, even if it felt messy? If it felt messy, how can we calm it down, tidy it up, clean it up, and make it smoother sailing? All right. What is it from last year? We're still in January. There's still a lot going on, not necessarily a lot of work and business stuff. People are still on holidays. I've got some of the builders back, but not all of them. Plumber's still on holiday. My mechanic, I had to get the car service before Christmas because I know he takes a month. He takes the month of January off. There's lots of people who, still away. So that means that my business, for me, has always traditionally been slow. I don't really earn any money over December and January. With my group, my Monday clinical group, I bill them in December, the first Monday in December. Then I do not bill over January because who wants a New Year's Day bill from me for their mentoring? We don't do 2 days in January because I know everybody's away. People want to be with their family. We're back February. And if you want to join us, now is perfect opportunity to do so. It's on there on Podia. It's all ready to go. You just click on that button and you can join us. You can give it a go, see what it's like, see if you enjoy it before you even pay me. If you want to, you just have to connect so that I can connect you up with a free session. So when we reflect on things, how can we make it easier? Maybe the reflection is actually, it's easier when you're not doing it alone. That's why community and mentoring matter. Because sometimes we need that other pair of eyes to look at what we need to let go or help us to let go, but also not to take it so personally. You could say, it's not all about you. I mean, it is all about you, isn't it? It's all about me and my business. It's all about you and your business. It is all about us. But at the same time, things don't necessarily always connect the way you want them to connect. Those dots don't always connect in the way you've expected them to. But how can you look at that and go, well, actually, we can just turn around and go, cost of living crisis. But interestingly, people do, once they're sick of it, prioritize their health. And we can't, and that's also reflecting our own thoughts onto other people because we don't know anybody else's financial situation. And I've had university students see me in the past, so they pay for it. They come, they see me, because they know that the point of their life, they need to be helped, and yet they're paying the university fees, they've got HECS, they're in a share house, they've got food to buy, they've got part-time work, but they realise that they need help and support. So even when there's a cost of living crisis, there's actually always a cost of living crisis. Everybody thinks they're skint all of the time. I think I'm skint all the time, and I'm not. That's just our way of being. It's often, I say it to my children, oh, I can't afford that. I could have afforded the ice cream or the ice block. I just didn't want them to have it. And maybe I should have, used different words back then. Maybe I should have said, you know what, I don't want you to have that ice cream because it's coming up to dinner time and it will ruin your dinner, like my mother would have said. And I don't like that brand. I think it's pretty nasty and it's full of sugar. And I don't actually think it's very good for you. So let's go home and have dinner. And then when we come out, I'll get you a decent ice cream. Or there's, ice poles or whatever in the freezer that you can have. Because we do put this wording and this stress on ourselves so that we take on all of this. And I think we need to separate that. So that is your challenge, should you accept it, to look at your offers, look at where you're going with things. What is the future date for all of this? How are you moving forward with it? And how you can separate it out from overthinking it. Overthinking. Let's ditch the overthinking. So thank you for staying on. My voice is getting croaky. So thank you for staying to the end. You know the deal. Pop in, 5-star review, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you. If you're not, so I will be announcing next week the updates to the Facebook group and the times that I'm going to be in there for the lives and what's happening in there. And I will announce it in the Facebook group as well. So you'll see it in there really soon. It's currently, actually, no, I'm not even going to do that, am I? Am I going to even talk about it? No, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it next week. We are finished today, aren't we? You're going to go and you're going to have a look at how you can take yourself out of the worrying and the bother and the chitter-chatter and the overthinking. And you're going to have a look at your offers and you're going to decide which ones you do and don't want and how you can restructure or systematise them or something without going and relearning anything. Yes, might need updating, but you don't have to learn a whole new skill. You have the skills. It's about having a look. All right. So I hope that's helped. Let me know how you go. I enjoyed those couple of emails that I got after last week. So that was really cool. Thank you so much. Interestingly, I had lots of emails when I announced that I was going back into practice. I got lots of emails about that. So that was really interesting. So I'm looking forward to catching up with you all on the next podcast. And I hope you have an absolutely brilliant rest of day. See you soon.
Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.